Alright, so doing another cast of the Balcora Cup 2. This is going to be between Fear+Letsrock versus Khusrau and Masque of the Red Death. So best of 3 series. The first map is going to be played on Armed for Burial, the second map on Fallen Lords, and if we get to the third, that will be on Dawn of Defeat. And also, I gotta point out, look at this beautiful map here. So this is actually version 4 of Armed for Burial. Versions 1 through 3 were created by P5 Energy from the TFL clan long ago, and I recently updated it to version 4 to add some more dust clouds. So previously we had these dust clouds, and these. And what I've done is added the additional ones here, here, and here. As well as these ones that kind of go underneath the plane of field, which allow you to sneak from this base through the dust clouds right over to this base. So just adding some more dust clouds to the map and give you some more places to do some sneak attacks. So if you're putting up an early probe here, it's a bit risky if Khusrau decides to, pressure that point and kill it. And we got a probe from Khusrau too.
Unidentified probe detected.
That little white bar indicates the energy that this guy has, so he can use his speed burst ability and get about a 10% boost in speed. It looks like this probe is going to go down pretty soon. Got a good defensive probe here from Fear. It's really going to cover, I think, a good portion of this dust cloud. I know there's a visual range on these, so I think you can send an enemy probe about here, and it might not be able to be seen. Not sure on the exact range though. It might be more like here or even here.
Probe detected.
So what is Fear doing? Looks like he's going to Corvettes. He also had a refinery transferred from Letsrock again, just like the previous series I casted. And then we've got a capital facility and a fighter facility from Letsrock, and he's expanding out to his third. So a little bit different strategy here from Masque. He decided to move his carrier right over there, and he's going to use this as his third. This is actually what I prefer to do. This is a much bigger patch. This one's only got 4 rocks. This one over here has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 collectors. Would be pretty optimal. Whereas this one, only 4 is optimal. And of course you can double up to go to 8 with less efficiency, and over here you can go, let's see, 1, 2, 3 no matter what on this rock, and this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you can put a maximum of 11 collectors over here if you really wanted to. But as Homeworld 1, I typically recommend just sticking with 1 collector on the small rocks and 3 collectors on these medium-sized rocks. There's also some gigantic rocks, I don't think they're on this map though, where you'd want to put 5 collectors. And you'll know them when you see them, they're pretty darn big. Alright, so we got some light corvettes out here from Masque. Khusrau is going for fighters, and you can see he's got plenty of interceptors out here. Meanwhile, Letsrock is exploding in carriers here. Fear went for 2 research ships, which is pretty common from him.
Unidentified probe detected.
So I'm not sure I like this. Fear's got 4 collectors here, which is great. He's got 6 here though, when maybe 4 would be better, and then transfer 2 of those over to your carrier, because this guy's still pretty much empty right now.
Unidentified probe detected.
Alright, multi-gun, some heavy corvettes here, as well as light corvettes, just kind of building a little bit of everything. And then Fear undocking with some salvages, heavies, lights.
Unidentified probe detected.
I'm feeling he's going to undock from this carrier pretty soon as well. And you can see he's getting that Frigg research. Alright, fighter facility on the back carrier. I'm actually only seeing 1 salvage corvette. I'm not sure what the plan is with that. Maybe just go sneak and grab a collector. I don't know. Alright, and we have some repair corvettes coming out from Khusrau here. So this is interesting. Khusrau is sitting here on 2 patches, and these aren't particularly good patches. These are actually terribly small. Only 4 tiny asteroids on each of these. And it looks like he's got, oh my gosh, a whole bunch of collectors here. So I suspect at the end of the game, Khusrau is going to have way less money than our other teams here. Alright, so first battle coming up here. Repair corvettes doing their jobs. Looks like Fear's trying to focus down one of these collectors with his heavies. And with some lights. And he gets it. And going for a second one here as well. Now it's a bit risky. Fear is looking like he's behind on corvettes while he's focusing on these collectors, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we have anything that's going to be able to stop that anytime soon. I suspect Fear's going to transition to assault frigates. Okay, there they are. Now one thing you can do to try to defend against this is get some repair corvettes on your collectors to save them, as well as tell them to dock as soon as you see them being attacked. And then your carrier can just heal up those collectors before they die. And it's very hard to kill a resource collector that's docking with a carrier or mothership or anything else. You know, you can still attack them while they're sitting on the resource drop-off, but it just, they repair faster than you can kill them usually. Alright, so you can see the red team really pulled ahead in corvettes, but these assault frigates are just gonna be able to kill those right back. We do have some assaults coming out from Masque as well, but just a little bit behind Fear's assault frigates. Alright, so Fear might want to start pulling these frigs back. They're going to get focused down by the heavies here. That's really all the yellow team has for anti-corvettes. You can see, in the meantime, we've had a fighter battle going on here, which I've been lazy on my casting here. And I don't see a module on that one, but I think it got focused on by these attack bombers. So you can see we've got a fire control tower on his mothership. I wonder if he's going to try to move this in this battle area to help out with Fear here. And Fear actually looks like he's in a tough spot here. He just got a second carrier out, but look at all these red corvettes just swarming in. Khusrau still on those two tiny patches in the back. Of all maps, this is one map where it's very hard to two-patch on, just because they're so small in the back here. Alright, on the other side we have Letsrock going for his 4th patch right here. And a destroyer out. That's going to be very helpful for the yellow team. Oh, here we go. So gravity well. Gonna shut down all these corvettes and just freeze them in their tracks. Now these still can fire, but they're basically just spinning in place while they're under the gravity well effect. Alright, and Fear turns that off. It only lasts for so long. But he has another one here. I wonder if the red team's going to try to focus down that. I really don't have any assault frigates over here though. Looks like all support frigates. So this could be a risk from the red team. They're really relying on their heavies, and if Fear just keeps on spamming gravity wells and assault frigates, I might be able to deny this corvette push. Alright, some lance coming out from Letsrock. I was wondering when we were going to see that. Now it looks like he has won the fighter war, so one advantage for our yellow team here. There we go. Now there is a follow cam that you can set up, but I don't think I have that set up right now. So I'll talk a little bit more about that follow cam later if I remember. In the meantime, more lance coming out from our yellow team, and 2 destroyers now. So really starting to go to work on these corvettes. But that gravity well, of course, is going to shut down the lance as well as the enemy corvettes. It's actually usually going to be a bit worse for fighters. Corvettes usually have a little bit better weapons where they've got a turret, and even if they're just spinning in place, they can usually fire on a pretty good angle. Whereas fighters usually just fire straight ahead, so the gravity well hurts them even more. Lots of frigs out from the yellow team though, and you can see those corvette numbers are dwindling greatly. Have some ions coming out. and some fear as well. And you can see the red team was really being aggressive here with this rush. You know, Masque has a third, I guess, but it's only one collector right now. And look at this, tons of collectors on that patch. Take half of these bad boys, put them right here. Gonna get double the money. Even put a few more up here. So while the red team had a pretty strong Corvette push early on, they are certainly on the back foot now. Yellow team has stabilized. Do see a capital facility here out from both teams actually, so potentially either carriers or destroyers popping out soon. Oh, this is just too much. Look at this, 3 destroyers rolling in. And a shipyard here from Let's.Rock. And some Corvettes coming out here as well. Laser Corvettes, actually. Interesting. Interesting to see this cloak generator on Let's.Rock's flagship here. I'm not sure I saw him use it this game, and his mothership certainly wasn't under threat. One thing it is very useful though, you can just flip that on, and all your strike craft can get basically a free dock off. They'll just come in, they'll stay cloaked while they're docking, and that's when they're most vulnerable, when they slow down to go in and try to dock and your mothership will carry. So getting a cloak mod is a great way to ensure the safety of your strike craft while they're docking. Oh, look at this, we got some salvage corvettes just taking away this ion. Oh, but he loses one of them. Alright, both motherships pushing in now. Usually want your motherships on the front lines. They've got tons of health. They pump out destroyers, and you don't want to walk a destroyer from way back here all the way into the battle. Or way back here all the way in. Alright, so carrier goes down for Masque. Look at this huge fleet of frigates just walking across the map here. Like how the ion just went right through the frig at the end of that. Such a beautiful game. And a great looking map too. Lots of colors mixed in with the green dust clouds. Saw a little lightning in the background there. So that does happen when these ions fire through the clouds. They ionize the clouds and you see some lightning flashes. And we do have a missile destroyer out now. And doing pretty good to kill these Lance here. Fear just salvaging resource collectors now. And even a controller. Alright. This might be the first Homeworld 1 controller for Fear this whole series. It's been getting them transferred over from Let's.Rock. Alright, and GG is called. Alright, so Fear and Let's.Rock take game 1. Lots of kills from Let's.Rock and Khusrau. And apologize if I'm pronouncing anybody's names wrong here. But yeah, harvesting, look at this. Almost 100k from Fear and Let's.Rock. And only 72 from Khusrau and 61 from Masque. And I suspect Masque would have had more, but you know, he got pushed off his patches about 5 minutes before Let's.Rock and Fear were able to walk across the map and finish off their capital ships. Early probe from Khusrau.
Unidentified probe detected.
Looks like he's just sending them into the dust clouds here. So one little trick, you can actually, as the yellow team, use the Alt key, hold the probe, and once it goes into this dust cloud, you won't be able to see it anymore, but you will still watch your camera pan all the way over here, so you'll know that, hey, it landed about here. So just an interesting little trick that you can use.
Unidentified probe detected. Unidentified probe detected.
So that scout's going to go down. A cloud of smoke. So one thing I usually do with my scouts is I'll put them in evasive mode, so they go a little bit faster. So usually I'll just try to avoid a fight like this, and you can see Fear looks like he's going to be losing both his scouts here pretty soon. So by putting him in evasive, usually it gives you the best chance to run away, keep those scouts alive. Man, Fear taking bad scout engagements left and right. Lost one there. About to lose this one. This one's pretty low. Fighters from both of the red players, actually.
Unidentified probe detected.
Alright, that scout from Fear does die, finally. And looks like we're rushing to Friggs this time from Fear.
Unidentified probe detected.
Letsrock taking a quick third is going to be scouted by the red team. Interesting. I think Fear looked to kill that probe, but I don't think he sent his scout in deep enough into the cloud. Usually you want to leave it about here so you can see more of the enemy base, but I guess this worked out. We're deep enough to probably see this patch and not get killed this time. And we got a probe from Fear as well, below the playing field. Some defenders. And some attack bombers. Alright, so a quick capital facility and a second carrier already. And 2 research ships again here. I don't think the red team sees this probe back here, so that's probably going to sit there for a while. One thing I do recommend is probing your own base very well, so, you know, get a probe here, get a probe there, get a probe here, and maybe one that kind of covers these 2 patches. Then usually you can see anything coming into your base if you just kind of probe in a triangle formation. And once you know something came in, you can go find it and kill it. Alright, so we do have this assault frigate pushing in, probably trying to kill some collectors. I see maybe a couple. No, I don't see any attack bombers here yet. There's some attack bombers. Alright, so this should be cleaned up pretty quickly. I think this was a bit premature from Fear. These bombers are going to be able to take this down pretty quick. And look, it's unfortunately rotating in front of the mothership. Not getting any damage done on the collectors, so this is not looking too great. But look, we do have a support frigate. Oh, okay. Well, the support frigate might do some good then. So these repair corvettes can be used to heal up any collectors that are getting damaged. In this case, Fear is trying to focus down the repair corvettes first. All these bombers just kind of flew right on past. Looks like They've got other targets in mind here. So these drone frigates are really good anti-fighter units. First assault frigate is still alive by that one support frigate healing it. Oh my gosh, still alive. Alright, and some EMP out from Let's he stuns some of these units here, and they're just floating adrift, unable to do anything. Oh man, 3 drone frigates out now. This is going to be really rough. Once you get about 4 drone frigates, it takes a lot of bombers to be able to stop those. Alright, so we do have frigates from both of the red team members research, so they should be producing pretty shortly here. It's finally deciding to target down that support frigate instead of just eating away at the assault frigate. Usually you want to target down the support frigates first. Just kind of a rule of thumb, you know, ions do a lot of damage, right? Well, support frigates put out even more healing power than ion frigate damage. So if you've got an ion sitting over here versus another ion, the support frigate's going to be able to heal it quicker than it can be damaged, so it should just stay at 100% health the whole time. Yeah, I'm just not seeing where the red team's getting damage done. Oh, here it is. Well, that would be a problem. I'm not sure if Fear even notices this. Oh my gosh, he's got support frigates healing a frigate, and his carrier's about to go down. I think Fear, same as me, just did not notice his carrier losing health here. Oh my gosh, this would be huge. And it goes down. Alright, Fear does have a second carrier out though, so it's not the end of the world. Certainly not ideal though. Meanwhile, the red team's fighters are dwindling. These 4 drone frigates are just going to town on them. You know, I believe these and Hague flak frigates are the best anti-fighter units in the game by far. After that, maybe a third would be the Vaygr assault frigate, but Homeworld 1 assault frigate's not even in the same class. It's geared towards anti-corvette, not to anti-fighter. Repair corvettes kind of set in idle. I think they were trying to repair these units, maybe. Now, one thing you can do is take a repair corvette and bandbox repair, so that they can repair each other if need be. Alright, so we have the yellow team on, let's see, 3 patches from Let's actually 4 patches from Let's and then looks like Fear is taking his 4th at the middle here. Meanwhile, for the red team, we have Masque on what looks like 3, and Khusrau on just 2 again. So a lot more harvesting getting done from the yellow team. and destroyer out from Let's Rock again. Oh my gosh, this is an absurd number of drone frigates. I think we got about 7 of them right now. And some defenders out from Fear as well. These are good anti-fighter units as well. They're slow, but you can think of them as almost like a mobile gunplat. They just chop through fighters and they slowly move around the map. Alright. So the frigate battle over here seems to be going a bit in the red team's favor, but this destroyer is showing up now. And I think it's just assault frigates from the red team. No ions yet. Second destroyer out. So you can see Let's Rock got a Corvette facility. And looks like he's going with the double fighter pump, single Corvette pump again. And Fear even mixing in some attack bombers now. Always a good unit to get when you've got fighter dominance, and yellow team has regained that fighter dominance now. Alright, so we should see a GG anytime now. Not many units left for the red team. Got a drone frigate of their own at the moment. Maybe trying to defend against the fighters that the yellow team have amassed. I'd love to see the red team just blow this up and kill all these fighters right now. Just, don't type in GG yet, blow up your mothership, wait for everything to die, then tap out. There he goes, look at this! Yeah, he went for it! Let's see what kind of kills he can get out of this. And the yellow team, I'm not seeing reaction yet. I might get a lot of kills here. Oh yeah, look at that. Everything just dies. Oh. Alright, and plenty of RU left behind to be harvested. And GG's called. Yeah, so harvesting stats again, Fear+Letsrock about 66,000, and Masque only at 50, Kushrau only at 40. RU makes such a big difference. It's if you don't win with that initial rush, very early on, then you're just falling more and more behind on how many units that you can produce. Yeah, so I like the idea of what the red team was trying early on, trying to fighter rush, but they were building a lot of interceptors, only a few bombers. Maybe if they would have went mostly bombers early on, they could have got some more kills in with their swarm while they had that advantage early on. But good series.